Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Charles Sabanson, and welcome you guys to another episode of the Dreamerspro Show. We cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, entertainment. We give you guys a fresh perspective on things and how we see them. And today we got a hilarious show for you guys. But before we get into it, please make sure you like the video and subscribe to the channel. Also, make sure you follow us on Instagram. Our channel's name is Dreamerspro, and also make sure you follow me on Instagram. My handle is CTABANZ. So let me get into this topic here. I'm cheesing because it's so funny. Oh man, it's so funny, man. I'm not gonna front. It's so funny. What am I talking about? It's so funny to see. It's so fun to see the Lakers lose, man. The reason is because, man, the way that the Lakers are hyped up in the media and the way people talk about them, you'll be thinking, man, this is the 98 Bulls or something like that, or the 2016 Warriors or 17 Warriors or something. You would think like this is going to be one of the greatest teams of all time, right? Coming into these playoffs, a lot of people have tried to turn this thing into a series, but to be fair, some people out there have been basically saying that they don't really think that this thing is going to be competitive, but some people have, right? I haven't. I wasn't one of the people that was in that group. I said coming into this series that I felt that the Denver Nuggets were going to win this series in 5 games. That's what I felt. I felt that Denver was going to win the first 2 games at home. Then LA is going to win game 3. Then I think Denver will steal a game 4 or one of those games in LA and then close this thing out in 5 back in Denver. That's what I thought. So what happened? Going into that game yesterday, it was the most anticipated game for me. It was that game in the Wolves versus Suns series that I was really looking forward to. And shout out to the Knicks, man. Shout out to the Knicks, man. Shout out to the Knicks. But anyway, I tuned into that game, and I was watching the game the same way everyone else was. And as I was watching that game and looking at the way the Lakers were playing against the Denver Nuggets, I was saying to myself, could it be possible that the Lakers could actually win this game? Because the Lakers were playing so well. I mean, so well in that first half. You know, they were having a balanced attack. LeBron James and Anthony Davis were shooting close to 70% from the field. In the first half, LeBron had 19 points. Anthony Davis had 18 points. D'Angelo Russell had 8 points. Rui Hachimura had 5 points. And they went into the half with a 3-point shot that LeBron hit at the buzzer, basically, to go up 60 to 57. So I was saying to myself, the Lakers really have a chance to win this game. Then we get into the third quarter, and the Lakers take their 3-point lead, I believe, to a 14-point lead or 12-point lead or something like that. And I was saying to myself, man, the Lakers look like they could possibly win this game. I couldn't believe how well the Lakers were playing in that third quarter. And then the Denver Nuggets hit a gear that the Lakers couldn't get to. And all of a sudden, they went from being down, I believe, 12 points to being up, I believe, 10 points by the end of that quarter. The Lakers scored 18 points in the third quarter. The Nuggets scored 32. They went in with a 3-point deficit. They were up 10 points going into, or something like that, 10 or 9 points or whatever it was, going into the fourth quarter. And then we get to the fourth quarter, and that is when we begin to see the person that some people have proclaimed to be the GOAT, or on the level of Michael Jordan to be the GOAT, and one LeBron James totally pull a Houdini and absolutely vanish off of the basketball court, off of the basketball floor, and left the majority of us stunned. So let's get into LeBron's fourth quarter stats. In the fourth quarter, let me just give you the stats, because usually the usual suspect that'll be blamed would be Anthony Davis. Well, Anthony Davis in that fourth quarter scored 10 points. He had 2 blocks, 6 rebounds, and he shot 37% from the field, but he shot 3 of 8. LeBron, on the other hand, only scored 2 points and only actually made 1 of 2 field goals by only attempting 2 field goals. How do you go an entire fourth quarter and not attempt more than 2 shots? How is that possible? Nikola Jokic scored 9. He attempted 7. Jamal Murray scored 9. He attempted 10. What happened to the aggression of LeBron James in the fourth quarter? Why did he totally disappear? Why is this something that happens with LeBron all throughout his career? And to make matters worse, do you know LeBron had a game high 7 turnovers? 7 turnovers. 7. In a playoff game, that's almost an average of 2 turnovers per quarter. And the reason we're pointing this out in terms of turnovers, beyond the fact that it hurt his team, because that's quite obvious, is because LeBron was one of the people that were saying, I always make the right play. I never make the wrong play. I make the right play 100% of the time. Well, apparently you don't. Apparently you don't. 7 turnovers? Do you guys realize that had it not been for those 7 turnovers that LeBron had in that game, maybe the Lakers would have had 7 more possessions? Maybe they would have had 7 more possessions. Of the 12 turnovers the Lakers had, LeBron had 4. LeBron had more turnovers than the Denver Nuggets had as a team. The Denver Nuggets, I'm looking at the box score, they had 4 turnovers. LeBron had 7 by himself. By himself. Now, I know some Laker fans, because we did a live yesterday, some people, oh, D'Angelo Russell didn't do well. Maybe if your man hadn't coughed up the ball that many times, maybe they would have had more possessions and opportunities to score in that game. I don't know the points off for turnovers. I don't know what that is. I didn't get those advanced stats yet. But I'm blaming this game on LeBron James. I'm not going to blame it on the role players. The Denver Nuggets won the game by how many points? 11 points. 7 turnovers, 2 times 7, that's 14 points. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14 points that you potentially gave away. If it was threes, maybe 15 points you gave away just by turning the ball over. I'm not going to put a playoff game on a role player, which is what some people want to do. They want to blame it on D'Angelo Russell. Well, D'Angelo Russell scored 13 points in that game. He did better than he did last year. Rui Hachimura scored 7, but he's Rui Hachimura. Anthony Davis scored 32 points with 4 blocks, 14 rebounds, and 5 assists. AD came to play. In effect, AD basically canceled out the Joker, who scored 32 points with 12 rebounds and 7 assists. But what makes the Joker incredible is that the Joker didn't even have a single turnover to go with his 7 assists. LeBron had what? 8 assists, 7 turnovers, so his net assist was basically 1. Because you assist the ball 8 times, you turn over the ball 7 times, your net is 1. And he finished the game with a plus minus of 19. The Joker finished the game with a plus minus of 14. Now, I don't know how it really works because Aaron Gordon had a plus minus of 20. I don't know how they really calculated all of that. But to me, listen, if you're going to be running around calling yourself the GOAT, you can't be coughing up games and having 7 turnovers in a playoff game. And some people try to make it seem, oh, well, you know, it's fatigue. How is it going to be fatigue when the Lakers have had off 3 games prior to this game, and it's the first game of the playoffs? Y'all got to stop with this. Your man basically choked away game 1. That's exactly what happened. And as far as the Denver Nuggets, nothing really surprised me. Who thought, like, yo, Nikola Jokic is a bad boy, man. He's the best player in the world, and it ain't really even close in my personal view. They ain't got nobody has any answer for this dude. Because they were supposed to say Anthony Davis was supposed to be this defensive stalwart. AD can't say. If AD exerts all of his energy trying to slow down the Joker, which he can, how many points do you expect him to score in a series? So to me, man, I put that on LeBron. 7 turnovers, only 4 points in the fourth quarter, only 2 field goal attempts. I'm putting that game on you. I think he's the one that deserves the most blame. Not fatigue, not the role players. It's him. And secondly, the Denver Nuggets are just better. Period.